you. Say thank you. What's up, my lovelies? It's your girl Deja Day, and today we are back with another video. Yeah. Y'all getting some of your cracker? You so sweet. It's so nice. Thank you, baby. Oh, you so nice. Mama love you so much. If you guys are new, welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to click on this video. So before we move on into the video, I am going to put all the shout outs up on the screen, so this will give you guys a chance to go and subscribe to all of these channels, because I'm already subscribed to them. So go subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so you're notified every single time that they upload a new video. As you guys can tell by the title down below, this video is going to be about me giving you new moms some tips, whether you're expecting and your baby will be on the way, or you've just recently had your baby. And of course, some of these things will still apply to moms that have been moms for a while. So I just wanted to You done? You done? So yeah, I just wanted to basically come on here and give you new mommies some tips, some things that I definitely wish somebody would have told me before this little girl was born. Yeah, I love you. I love you. So this little girl here is definitely gonna make this video 10 times harder to make because she is so hilarious. But yeah, guys, so go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you guys want to hear about my own story with postpartum depression. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on that post notification bell, and turn it to all so that you guys are notified when all of my new videos are posted and uploaded, guys. And without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. So the number one tip that I have for all you new mamas is that it is gonna get better, guys. Like, I promise you 110% it will get better, because I went through a stage in the beginning right after having my daughter where I just felt like it was gonna be like that forever, because it was at the point to where I felt like I wasn't getting any sleep. I felt like I was just in this all by myself, although I knew that I wasn't. I was constantly crying, and I just felt so down and like ashamed about myself and where, you know, my life had gotten me, you know, and just trying to deal with going through the physical parts of postpartum along with the emotional things. You know, I just feel like it took a very large toll on me, and all of that on top of actually having to care for your baby with the constant diaper changes, the constant feedings, especially if you're breastfeeding. You know how frustrating that can be, having to get up probably about 30 times in one night just to feed your baby and make sure that they're, you know, okay. So the number two tip that I have for you guys is that it is okay for you guys to ask for help. Like, please do not be afraid to ask for help, because speaking from my own experience, I just kind of felt like I had to do it all by myself. I had so much help around me, but I felt in my heart, deep down in my soul, that I had to take care of her by myself. I felt like nobody was going to care for her the way that I knew that I would, despite me going through the emotional things that I was dealing with and the physical things that I was dealing with at the time. Like, it was, here baby, it was kind of chaotic for me in the beginning, trying to balance this new life, because there was no longer just me having to worry about myself. There were a lot of times when I just felt like I absolutely couldn't handle it, but I know that the help that I had from my family did permit me to be able to get up, you know, at any random time of the day and say, hey, I need to go take a shower, or hey, can I get like a 30-minute nap in, and somebody would take her and watch her for me. So if you guys have any help around you, anyone that's around you, I know right now is a little bit scary because of the coronavirus. It's this whole social distancing thing, and especially with the newborn, you want to be careful having your baby just around anybody. Even in a regular life without corona, those first 6 weeks are very crucial to your child's health, because their immune system is still building. If you have family at home with you or people who will be staying with you after your child is born, please try to get as much help as you possibly can. So moving on to tip number 3. This one here, y'all, I honestly, truly, deeply wish that I would have listened to this and took heed to when people told me this. And that is to sleep when your baby sleeps. Oh my gosh. Oh, that kind of hurt. So yeah, guys, like anytime your baby is taking a nap, even if you know that they are only going to sleep for about 5-6 minutes, go like close your eyes for them 5-6 minutes. Anytime that my daughter was sleeping, I would kind of take that to be my free time. And then the second she would wake up, I would be sitting there like, oh my gosh, I wish I would went to sleep, because she's waking up and I'm tired. I just truly do recommend to all of my expectant mamas and my new mamas that, you know, just recently had your babies, please sleep when your baby sleeps. I promise you are going to truly appreciate the advice. This is something that I wish I would have taken, you know, something that I wish I would have actually done, because I can probably only count on a handful of times how many times I actually listened to that and actually did it. But like, it's honestly so much better, and it helps you, you know, just to cooperate better with your baby throughout the day if you're well rested and if you know you're getting some type of sleep, because those first couple weeks will have you awake a lot, unless you just have a baby who loves to sleep all the time and is a very easy baby. Like, you are so lucky. But for those of us mamas whose babies, you know, are a couple handfuls, they are still amazing little babies, just very active. And this one here has been active since in the womb. So I'm sorry if I keep looking this way, I'm looking down in my journal so I don't forget what I'm saying. But this tip here is that it is okay if you do not feel that initial rush of love for your baby as soon as they are born. In my case, when my daughter was first born, I felt like I was just, you know, I had that rush of excitement, and like my adrenaline was just rushing and my mind was all over the place. I was anxious to meet my daughter and just be able to hold her for the first time. But after actually giving birth to her and pushing her out, those first couple of hours, you know, it was just like, oh my gosh, you know, just that sense of, I'm officially a mama now. I'm officially in the game. I'm enrolled. I done got hired for the job, and I'm never gonna be able to quit. I'm never gonna be able to get fired. Like, this is a forever deal. This is a forever job, you feel? But in the beginning, for me, like, it took me a couple months to really feel that I had some type of love for my daughter. I knew that I loved her, like, from the beginning. I knew that I loved my daughter, but it was just that kind of sense of, I don't know who this is. Like, this is this new person. Yeah, I've been carrying around in my stomach for the past 9 months, but like, we don't know nothing about each other. Well, she knew more about me than I knew about her. She literally knew me from the inside. It was a lot harder, you know, trying to bond with her after she was born, because she was so tiny and so fragile, and I didn't know how to be a mom. I didn't know how to be a parent. This was extremely new to me, just as it will be for a lot of you. And it honestly wasn't until she had like this choking incident where like I had a panic attack. Okay, so the next topic is going to be specifically for my breastfeeding moms. If you are breastfeeding, please, 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 sometimes breastfeeding can take a little minute. It's not going to be done in just 0.2 seconds. No. If you can, have like a little stash of snacks and a couple water bottles next to you on the nightstand and a bed with you, whichever way you can. Just have it in arm's reach so you can grab it, because you're going to be there for a minute. Like, sometimes it would feel like I was breastfeeding her for like a whole entire hour and a half just for her to drink 3 ounces. And I'm like, girl, you better suck a little faster, because mommy getting tired, mommy is thirsty, I'm dehydrated, all that. Get you a little show, go on Netflix, YouTube, watch a couple videos, a movie or whatever to keep your mind occupied and focused while you're feeding your baby. Yeah, so this is the last tip for the video, and I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible because somebody is getting really upset. So this last tip is going to be about postpartum depression. I am planning on making an entire separate video talking about postpartum depression and talking about my experience with it and how I dealt with it and overcame it on my own. And I do just want to put out there that I am no expert in this. There is no way for me to sit here and diagnose you or say, oh, you got this for a fact. I'm not a doctor, y'all. This is just my experience and research. So first off, I do want to say that if you feel like you are suffering from postpartum depression, please find someone that you trust, that you can talk to, that will not judge you. Please find somebody to talk to, whether that be a husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, sister, cousin, mom, uncle, aunt, niece, nephew, whoever, grandma, grandpa, god sister, whoever. And if you can't talk to family members, please try to get in touch with a therapist. There are so many ways to get help online, people that you can talk to online, especially during a time like this. And if I can find any links or any websites to help with anyone dealing with postpartum depression, I will leave them down in my description box below. So I'm just gonna give you guys a couple of symptoms and things that I experienced myself when I was dealing with postpartum depression that will help you, in a sense, to help you get an idea of what to look out for in case you feel like you are experiencing this. Severe mood swings, meaning when you can go from very happy to very sad, and very sad to very angry, and very angry back to being very happy. You feel it's like your emotions are literally all over the place, back to back. Your mood changes instantly, and it's kind of like you have no control over it. The trouble bonding with the baby, that there is something that I did talk about already previously in the video when I talked about not having that initial rush of love as soon as you give birth. So that there is more than just having trouble trying to get used to your baby or get accustomed to your baby or try to learn your baby. In that case, it's more of something like not wanting to be around your baby, not wanting to see your baby, wanting to just throw your baby off, give your baby up, you know, in any type of way of that matter, but having serious thoughts about just not wanting to care for your baby. Insomnia is just basically not being able to fall asleep. You could be super tired and still have those times where you're just like, I just can't fall asleep. And I know this is something that I still do. It's something that I've dealt with before having my daughter, but it's been a lot worse since having her, and I can't fall asleep. You can't find that rest that your body needs to rejuvenate and be able to operate in order to care for your baby. Be fatigued, being overly tired. Of course, this here kind of ties in with the insomnia one, simply because of course you just had a baby, you're going to be tired all the time. But this here is in a sense of like, no matter how much rest you get, even if you get a full 24 hours, it won't be enough. Loss of appetite. This here, I honestly don't remember if I suffered from having a loss of appetite, but because right after having my baby, like those first 3 days, I was extremely hungry. And you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I know for a fact I didn't, because I was eating as much as possible, and I continued to gain weight after having my daughter. Irritability and constant crying. So irritability, I know in my case, I was extremely irritable after having my daughter. I know, of course, this is something that I, you know, should have seen coming, but at the same time, nobody knows if they're going to experience the worser parts of having postpartum depression. Not every woman experiences, but nobody knows if they're going to have it at all. So about the constant crying, that was me. 1,000%, that was me. I cried probably about 10 times a day, every single day for the first month after having my birth. After giving birth to my daughter, first 2 weeks was me crying and saying I can't do this, crying because my breasts were engorged, crying because I felt bad about myself, crying because I would see my friends going off to college at this point and living their lives. I was crying because of everything, and I went through this whole stage of just not wanting to keep my daughter, and I will go into detail about that in my own postpartum depression story. I cried over everything, over the smallest things. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and comment down below if you want to see more, and if you want to hear my own experience with dealing with postpartum depression. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.